nasty. Really, really nasty. You see how with the towers, there's like people falling out of the tower, stuff like that. It gets really like vicious and petty. But this time she really means it. And I did say the catalyst was going to be when she sees Four of Wands, Two of Cups, Ten of Wands. When she sees him with another woman. And then there's going to welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Hallie, so grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. I'm really excited to be doing this. I'm actually doing two couples, so stay tuned. I'm going to try my best to put timestamps up. In all honesty, I feel like I keep making excuses for you guys, and I apologize, but I'm working on an app that takes up a lot of my time. So if I haven't had time to put up timestamps, some of you do put it up and I appreciate that, but please keep watching. I do try my best. I do want to keep these videos going for you guys because I love you all so much. But I will try my best to put up timestamps. I have a lot going on and I don't want to stop making videos, so just putting that out there. Please subscribe, please like the video and share it to somebody if you think they might like it. I'm doing two couples. I'm doing Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas, and then I'm doing Beyonce and Jay-Z. So two very interesting couples. I recently decided to do this because I feel like there's been a lot of people keep saying in the comment section that Nick is kind of running after Priyanka, and that my prediction was accurate the last time. Well, I've done this for a long time. The reason I've been able to pull the energies and so forth, you know, I am intuitive and stuff like that. But I can, especially as an air sign, predominantly my chart, as I believe her rising's in Gemini, she has a strong Gemini placement. And I know this about Geminis. I think that's why I match well with Geminis as an Aquarius. Geminis don't do well with tradition. Air signs in general, we don't do well with tradition. Something about it just, even though I also have earth in my chart, I'm predominantly air, some earth, but tradition just, I think that's why I live in America, even though I grew up in two other countries, two very traditional countries, South Africa and England, which I have nothing against them. I just don't see myself living in England. Because of that, I don't like tradition. To me, has its place. I love traditions, you know, customs, but when it comes to being a part of my daily life, that's when I push back on it. Like when a woman should get married, when a woman should wear, stuff like that. I think those kind of traditions are not for me. And I see that with her. I saw that energy very strongly. That's why I pick up her Gemini energy very strong. Even though I know she's a sun in Cancer, right? Sun in Cancer. But I pick up her Gemini energy very strong because it's rebellious. And that rebellious streak, I think, especially these days, has gotten better when it is in the terms of women. You know, and lots of Geminis have that rebellious streak. You know, Aquarius were known as the rebels, but so are Geminis. Geminis are very rebellious. Think about any famous Gemini. They often say things that they shouldn't be saying, that a lot of us are thinking. But they have this like rebellious, they leave home like when they shouldn't, stuff like that. They have this rebellious streak that I admire, but it's not for everybody, especially not for an earth sign like Nick Jonas. And I say that to say that I see very strongly she's going to, the farther away she gets from him, the more he's going to want her to stay. And that is going to drive her crazy. Because something about earth signs, we don't like clinginess. It's a no-no to us. So, I'm using the Muse Tarot for this. And the bottom deck, I'm going to start at the bottom for a reason, because I get Queen of Swords. And that means her thinking cap is on. She's thinking of a logical way to do something. So what is she going to do? 7 of Wands. Isolate herself. 6 of Cups, 5 of Cups. And it's based on emotions. So I did a reading for a friend, and she is actually with a Gemini. And it was explaining to her, I don't want to give her sun sign away, because then she might feel like I'm talking about her, but I'm only giving her using her as an example, because people don't understand this about air signs. When we are going through something emotional, we need space. And it doesn't mean we're not going to come back. It just means we need time to deal with it. Now, when we're away and you treat us a certain way, you're too clingy, you make it about yourself, you insult us, we're not coming back. But we need that space. We'll come back if you've given us the space, but we need space. We're air signs, you know? And like I said before, even though she's not a sun and air sign, she has a Gemini, strong Gemini placement that I see in her. She must be like a rising in Gemini. I don't remember, but I can see her. So, let's see. And her Venus is probably in an air sign, because I get a lot of air energy. So let's see. I see definitely she needs space, and he doesn't understand that. And I think that's been a lot of my relationship issues. Even though I have an example, actually. I had a steady boyfriend, and we were together, and I don't sound too enthusiastic about it. I'm like, we were together. But he always think I was going to break up with him because I was very quiet. Because air signs, even though he was an air sign, he was a Libra, but he would be like, she's going to break up with me. He would ask me, you're going to break up with me? And I was like, no, I'm just thinking, you know. We need space to be quiet. We need quiet time. That's why lots of us, we recluse when we go home. We're very quiet people at home, but in person, like outside, we're very fun and we're outgoing, we socialize very well. But at home, we need quiet time just to think, you know, because there's a lot going on, and to process. So she needs time to process, and he doesn't understand that about her. And he thinks that same thing, she's going to leave. But you know what's so funny is that it ends up happening that way, because what we fear often manifests if we think about it and put it into action, if that makes sense. You know, if we're like, that person's gonna break up with me, then we start acting in a way that's going to make them, you know. And I promised you at that time I hadn't considered breaking up with him, but yeah, I ended up breaking up with him. I don't want to get too much into it. Okay, so let's see what else comes up. Yeah, so she just needs space. He doesn't understand that. She needs space. 8 of Wands in reverse, because she isn't able to do what she wants to do. 5 of Swords in a way. She feels like she isn't able to be her full self. And this is coming from somebody, and I see myself a lot in her, that left her home in order to be free, you know? Somebody who values freedom is never going to succumb to it. And I would recommend she marries in the future if this doesn't work out. I hope it does and they're happy. But if it doesn't, I recommend an air sign to be with a fire sign or another air sign. There's someone that has predominant air placements needs somebody else with prominent air placements or fire energy, because fire understands that air needs oxygen. They need oxygen too, you know? So that's just what I recommend for her future. Okay, so let's move on. Well, 8 minutes in. Let's move on to, excuse me, to Beyonce and Jay-Z. So in all this drama that's happened with Beyonce and Jay-Z recently, separately, I haven't seen them together in a while, and that's really alarming to me. I did say that I don't even think that they live in the same house. I think that actually came out, a report came out. I said that something came out to corroborate it, that I felt like they were living in the same house. And I see that very strongly. I don't see them living in the same house. I see that being very separate. I have predicted that they will break up. I think she will divorce him and move to Europe. I see that very strongly. I have seen it for a very long time. But let's see what the energy is now. My neighbors are into rave music, and at a certain time they love to play rave music, and it drives me nuts. So I'm sorry if you can hear it, but yeah, it's fun times. Okay, so the Empress, the Cups, and Queen of Cups. So yes, I see her hanging around with friends. Beyonce hanging around with friends a lot. But also the deck, Eight of Cups, and finding her happiness. I think she's rediscovering herself, and I really hope she does, because I feel like just like with a lot of these child, Beyonce says she wasn't a child star, but she definitely was. A lot of these child stars, their happiness was hijacked from them, and they never really know what happiness is. Whether she wants to sugarcoat that or say whatever, I think her parents really did her a disservice by making her work like that when she was a kid. And it was eating away at her, excuse me, until she decided to find herself. So let's see, what is the outcome? I have always said that I feel like the relationship Beyonce and Jay-Z is monetary, and I see that very strongly. There's a lot of monetary gain, and I think she's seeing that there's more to life than money. And it's sad. It's taking her. She's almost 50. It's taking her that. Well, how old is she? She's 11 years. Yeah, she's almost 50. Right? She's 8 years older than I am. So she's 43. Okay. She's not almost 50. But it's just that it's taking her so long to realize that. The Strength, the Fool, and Queen of Wands. So she's threatened to leave him. She's threatened to be like, recently too. I know it's happened before, but recently she's threatened to leave him and say, hey, but he's like, okay, if you leave me, guess what? Everybody's gonna know your secrets. I feel like when they fight, it gets really nasty. Really, really nasty. You see how with the towers, there's like people falling out of the tower, stuff like that. It gets really like vicious and petty. But this time she really means it. And I did say the catalyst was going to be when she sees Four of Wands, Two of Cups, Ten of Wands. When she sees him with another woman. And then there's going to be speculation about it. And then she's going to that's it. But I don't think that they even live in the same house. They're done. I think that they're separated. But the nail in the coffin is going to be this other woman I see. I've seen her for a while. He's going to be pictured with her, and that's going to set her on fire. That's what's going to be like the catalyst to her deciding to divorce him. So I think she hasn't done it. I just got the idea that people are like, okay, why hasn't she done it before? And I think she hasn't done it because she is a son of Virgo, and a lot of son of Virgos I know, especially the woman, will stay, and I've seen this, will stay with a man that kind of makes them happy, kind of does everything they're supposed to in terms of like take accountability, show up in the relationship, but money has to be good. They have to be financially stable, and which has worked well for her and her family, because a lot of her parents are both Capricorns, which is Earth sign. Capricorns are also very much like that. And I think the only one that was really giving Jay-Z pushback is Solange. She's a Sun in Cancer, and she's seen her sister suffer. Something that I've seen about Sun in Cancers, which has made me love them so much, is that they're very, if you hurt their friend or their family member or someone that they love, it's like you hurt them. They take it on. And I think the person that's only really been in Beyonce's, has had Beyonce's best interest at heart all this time has been Solange. And I think more the time goes past, she sees like, hey, like, I'm not happy, my kids feel it, like, I think I see kind of Blue Ivy caught in the middle, wanting to choose the mom, wanting to choose the dad, being disappointed in her dad for putting her mother through so much trauma. But at the end of it all, I see her deciding to file because she doesn't want to live life like this anymore, you know. And that's why I see her moving to Europe, where there's less paparazzi, less people like that she knows associated with Jay-Z. Yeah, so that's what I see happening. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please share it if you can. Take care.